Guys, we found a suitcase at the... Oh, wait, open it.
This group of teenagers has just stumbled across a suitcase in the middle of one of Seattle's most popular beaches. For days, this very suitcase had been hidden in plain sight with no one suspecting anything out of the ordinary. Until now, because these teens will be left horrified with its contents.
It stinks, y'all. Oh!
Inside were the bodies of Austin Werner and Jessica Lewis, left abandoned and alone. After weeks of investigating this crime, detectives will zero in on one man they suspect to be behind it all, landlord Michael Lee Dudley.
So, and you were happy with them living there?
Well, I would have been happier if they paid rent.
Michael has done his best to cover his tracks, which means detectives need to get to the bottom of this double homicide before this old man slips away.
Right now, you are under arrest right now.
What for? Are you out of your mind? You're saying that I killed them?
On June 19, 2020, teenagers looking for adventure on a warm summer day in Seattle, Washington, used the app Randonautica to explore their town. If you're not aware, Randonautica is a find your adventure app that gives you random coordinates in your local area, encouraging people to explore places they've never been before. On that afternoon, this group of teens followed the coordinates to a dock on Alki Beach. There they discovered a suitcase floating in the water. Curious as to what was inside, the group worked together to unzip it. And what they found inside prompted a call to law enforcement.
Guys, we found a suitcase at the beach.
Gabby, go. I'll hold your stuff. I don't know.
Bro. Oh, wait, open it.
Me and we were like, we're gonna find them.
Open it.
Able to sleep.
It stinks, y'all.
You watched out. It's
Oh! Oh!
hot. Dude.
Okay, so she's calling the police so we can see if it's actually a dead body or it's just food.
After several hours, police responded. Because the tide had come in, they were forced to fish the suitcase out of the rising tide and managed to bring it up onto land just in time. Inside, they found 2 sets of partial human remains. Just 2 days later, they found more remains in a separate suitcase located along the Duwarmish River. It was obviously a homicide, but who were the victims and how many did they have? After several days, police were able to identify the deceased as Austin Werner and Jessica Lewis, a young couple who had been last heard from sometime in late May. An investigation into their past and long discussions with their family led police to their first and most likely suspect. Their former landlord, 62-year-old Michael Lee Dudley, who was reportedly the last person to see them. And not just the last person to see them, but a person they clearly feared. Because just weeks before Austin and Jessica's bodies were found, they told a close friend that if something happened to them, Mike was behind it. And you're about to see why.
Hey, Mike, I'm Detective Paul talking about it. My partner, so you have no idea what this is about?
Am I under arrest? You said that I was under arrest?
Technically, you're under arrest. That's why you're here.
When am I under arrest?
Well, we're investigating the death. So a couple people that's supposed to have been staying at your place.
Are you talking about Austin?
Yeah. So technically, to bring you in here, you're under arrest.
For what?
For related to their death. Investigation of homicide.
Wait a minute. Are you out of your mind? You're saying that I killed them?
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about. If you didn't do it, then...
I didn't do it.
Okay.
They're my friends.
Okay, then. Okay, people are saying you had something to do with it.
Who's saying that?
I'm going to explain all this to you, okay? But that's why you're here. You're asking, I'm trying to answer your questions, okay?
Thank you.
Take a breath, okay? I just need to ask questions, that's all. You have questions?
Well, I got a question for you. Why did you come and ask me this like a month ago?
Because we were investigating things and people are coming forward and telling us stuff. So before I come to you, it's not one of these things where it's like when people talk bad about my partner, I'm going to go talk to my partner like, hey, they're saying this is a serious matter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if people are pointing the finger at you, I'm going to see what everybody has to say first, and then we're going to talk to you.
I would think that if they had been living there, you would just come talk to me first.
Well,
and who are these people?
a number of people. Okay, I can't tell you who it is, but It's people that know you, that have been up on your property and things like that. So let me let you know what's going on.
Well, it's that woman next door.
Well, let me finish. First of all, I understand you have problems with her. I can't tell you who's talking to me just because as part of my investigation. We don't do that. We don't. But listen, I'm going to explain to you. The reason you're here is because we took you into custody, bring you in to talk to you. At the same time, I served a warrant on your residence. And
I figured that's why I've been sitting here all day, right?
Exactly. I have forensic people out there going through your property and things like that. Okay. And I just want to get how much you know about Austin and Jessica that lived with you, because apparently that's the last place they were seen alive.
Okay.
Okay. So I just want to make sure.
That's him?
Okay, that's Austin. Mm-hmm. Okay, I just want to make sure we know who we're talking about.
It looks like her. It looks a little different.
It's a booking photo.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's 2017. It's 3 years old.
You could change.
Makeup.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure. I always throw an easy one in there. Who's that?
That's me.
Okay.
Without glasses.
And who's that?
That looks like an old photo of his aunt, Renee.
Okay. You're right. So, let me ask you. When did Austin and Jessica move in with you?
Oh, God. Twice. I don't know where to start with this one.
First of all, let me ask you this. How did you meet them?
Through Renee.
Renee was Austin's aunt, a woman who both Austin and Jessica had a very close relationship with. You see, both Austin and Jessica struggled with substance use disorder, and as a result, they were homeless. Wanting to help them, in early 2020, Renee suggested they move into Michael's home after she moved out. Michael ran his house as an Airbnb from time to time, but also had long-term tenants who helped run the Airbnb in order to get a lower rent. Renee was the original tenant helping with the Airbnb and offered Austin and Jessica up as her replacement. For Austin and Jessica, the offer was a saving grace. They had no money, nowhere to go, and just the clothes on their back, which makes what happened to them even more devastating. But before we move on to the details, be sure to subscribe if you like watching killers like Mike get caught in their own lies. That's literally all we do here.
The car traffic.
Cars average pretty mild except for when that idiot next door fires up his big hot rod and all day long. You know,
Is that the guy to the north? Is that the guy to the north?
Yeah, Rick.
Oh, okay.
And he's not that bad. It's just his wife. And I don't know. While I was in Sacramento, I guess her and Renee, locked horns or something.
Oh, really?
And, I got Renee out of there and actually moved her to Sacramento where she's doing well and she likes it.
Yeah.
And, but his wife doesn't want to let go of it. Well, I mean, she's just really, every time I turn around, she's walking around with cameras or, putting up signs on the boundary fence, and fence law is really specific.
That's the woman to the north.
Yeah, I mean, you can't post signs on boundary fences without. I mean, it's he thinks it's his fence, but it's not. It's a shared
Sure.
thing.
Yeah, and if you don't agree to it, then
there's procedures. It's not your fence because you were there earlier.
Yeah.
First.
That's true.
You built there.
yeah,
You're real specific.
you've done your research on this, haven't you?
Yeah. I've been kind of mellow, but on it, I try not to, because I think, Renee and her got into it. It's, fine. I took care of it as fast as I could, probably for the better of everyone. But she just doesn't let go. I mean, she's just every time I turn around.
So when Austin and Jessica were saying that, you weren't running Airbnb then, were you?
No, they were there. It was during the quarantine.
Okay.
Pretty much. They were for a little bit before the quarantine, I think like earlier in the year. And they took off. And then I got a call from him one day, and he had some car troubles down in Federal Way. And I said something, but I went down and helped him out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the same drug issue as her, or similar. Not really my business,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
But apparently he hadn't slept in like 7 days or something. Was having trouble like staying on the road. So I figured it would probably be better for everybody if he just went sleep.
Right.
Yeah. So I offered him, a bedroom, and then the quarantine hit, and we couldn't go anywhere. We were
You were kind of stuck with him.
Yeah.
But he and Jessica moved into your place then, or they end up staying there during the quarantine.
Yeah.
Okay. And which room would be technically?
Well, they had both rooms at one point. I think the last one was the blue room.
Okay.
Jessica and Austin stayed in what is referred to as the Blue Bedroom, which you will hear police refer to several times. Initially, from an outside perspective, Michael seemed like a great guy and the perfect landlord. He drove Jessica and Austin to job interviews, and he even called their family members to update them on how they were doing. But he wasn't being quite as helpful as he claimed, because while Austin and Jessica weren't paying rent, they were paying for being there in other ways, and eventually, they paid with their lives.
Okay. So, of course, everybody's saying that's the last place they were there, and that you were angry at them and you wanted them out of there, and that you own a gun and that you're ex-SEAL. There's all sorts of talk about you, dude. So technically, I need to bring you in, investigation of, and find out what your story is. Are you an ex-SEAL?
No.
Okay. Ever been in the military?
I was Navy brat. I was born at a naval base.
Oh. So when Austin and Jessica were staying there, anybody else staying there when you guys were just on lockdown?
We were just kind of on lockdown.
Okay. Did you have any problems with Austin at all?
The biggest problem I had with him was stealing.
Mm-hmm. Everybody says he would steal anything if it wasn't locked.
He was a freaking prolific thief and user, and his habit was to steal enough to get a bag, do it, then go and steal something else and do it again. And I'm not the judge of people.
Right.
I'm not, far be it. But, I told him, this is not a chop shop.
Mm-hmm.
What did he steal from you?
He didn't steal anything from me in particular, other than he would break things.
Was he clumsy?
Where's my tools or whatever. And, But, I would piss me off to come out and find, not my tools, but someone else's tools out there.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
that's a problem.
I don't like, it could be, but, we had words about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him how I felt that, when I buy something, I earn it and I appreciate it. I take care of it. And I'm sure whoever, had that, wherever he got it,
Right.
And then he would change his tactics, like, I traded this for that. And just, I tried very hard to set an example for him and get him to give him opportunities to make the right choices. And I don't expect anybody to just say, hey, but he was coming around, but he was playing with some very dangerous games.
What do you mean?
Like, gangsta stuff, and he kind of.
Did he ever bring anyone up to the house? To your house?
No, he was very in his honor about that. No, he was very, he didn't want anyone to know where he was laying his head.
Oh, okay. Where he was laying his head.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody ever come to your place, give you heat for him or anything like that?
Doing what?
Cause any heat for you, and it brought any grief in your life for those guys being out there?
Oh, No, not that I can really think of.
Did you really bring any trouble back to your house? Right?
No, mostly just stolen cars.
Stolen cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prolific?
Huh?
Prolific?
Like 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah.
That was concerning.
Yeah.
Do you remember an incident where someone left a bullet in your guys' mailbox for him with his name on it?
Yeah, I found that. Yeah.
Tell me about that. I only asked that because, we just talked to Renee. And Renee relayed that story to me.
Okay. Is this now talking?
Just not too long ago.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised you didn't call her first.
Remember what kind of round it was? Caliber?
So some kind of rifle round.
Austin was allegedly stealing cars, but it wasn't to fuel his addiction. Not solely, at least. It was to fund Michael's. You see, according to several friends of Austin and Jessica, Michael ordered Austin and Jessica to go do jobs for him. These jobs included stealing cars, car parts, and retail goods from businesses and people of Michael's choosing. Michael would then sell them in an online marketplace and use that money to fund his own drug addiction. A drug addiction that you will repeatedly hear him deny having.
So, besides that, anybody else ever come up there and cause grief to Austin or Jessica or anything?
No, he was very private and secretive, and I don't recall. He was didn't want people to know where he was. He had some issues with, and like I told him, I don't want to know. I don't have time for all this, bullshit.
I agree with you.
But again, we were quarantined together, and got to know him pretty good, and her got to know them both pretty good. And like I said, that's what he did. He stole. He would prefer to do that over work. And there's a lot of people that probably would have wanted him dead, put it that way. From some of the stories he was telling me, like trying to steal a truckload of tools down there in Canton. Someone came out with an fully automatic AK-47.
This is what he told you?
That's what he was telling me. He was telling me how he bagged some drugs from some Mexican cartel. Well, he was always talking about one of the things was either the cartel, the Kent hoodlums, or the Kent police. It was just that was his three main things. But he'd go on and on about his conspiracies and this and that, and but then he said, "Oh no, it wasn't Mexicans, it was Samoans."
Okay.
And if I got this right, he robbed the Samoans who robbed the Mexicans who owed money to some cartel. Wow. And then I take it or leave it.
Did he say what he robbed from the Samoans?
He said it was like duffel bags full of.
Okay.
Which I think he took to mean. And I said, I don't want to know this. Don't talk to me about this. This is not part of my life.
How long ago was that?
That was lose track of time with all this. We're in August already?
August 19th.
Shit, this month's gone by fast.
Yeah.
August. I keep wanting to say May, but I'm just pulling that out of my head. It was that he was talking about for a long time. It was like he was stalking these people, and then he tried to get me to come help him. I said no. Yeah, it might have gone on from May to May, June, July, something like that.
Okay.
Like, it's like,
Do you ever give names or anything of who he crossed?
I did, but I don't remember.
Right.
I'm really bad with names, and I don't want to know.
No. Yeah.
I heard he said like the big head honcho Samoan surprisingly lived close by me, and I think he said Abe.
Mhm.
I don't, but that I haven't met any of these people. Don't know any of them. Don't want to know any of them. Don't want them on my property. Don't want them. Don't
Did you ever show up? Has Abe ever been on your property? This guy Abe?
I wouldn't know him.
Okay.
I think the only Samoans ever been on my property were when I had the driveway put in.
This might go without saying, but there is absolutely no evidence that Austin had any involvement with the cartel or a Samoan gang. But for our boomer Michael here, that's apparently the scariest, most believable thing he could come up with. Except for police, it's nothing but an eye roller.
So, I just talked to some of my forensics people out there at your house. Okay, so no one else was staying there during the quarantine time with you guys, except you, Jessica, Austin. Was Renee there, or is
Sacramento?
Okay, so it's just the three of you. I got to ask you: you ever shoot your gun in your house?
I have occasionally. I hate to admit it. Had a misfire.
Okay.
Sometimes. But,
Can you explain that to me?
I'm asking. It was loaded.
I know, but
we're playing around with it.
the reason I ask is, my forensic people, they're finding stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, hey,
that thing's been there for like 50 years too. Every New Year's and 4th of July,
Mhm.
stuff comes rolling down through the roof. I've got at least two whole roof holes that are
okay.
needing repair. But what are your forensic people finding?
Well, they're in the blue room,
Mhm.
and they said there's two bullet strikes on the wooden bed frame. So I'm like,
Okay.
so can
Yeah.
you explain
I've
that?
had that. I got that from my friend Tom, and in there for a long time.
For how long?
I don't know how long, but
Okay, who's
I
talking?
got it used.
You got?
And it's been around for a long time. So, but I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Well, again, we're looking for any sign. Knowing that's the last place they were seen alive, and trying to figure out which room they were in. You're saying the blue room.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see where? To me, as an investigator, it's like I got a bed frame here, and there's bullet strikes on the bed frame. Okay. Did you see anything about them in the news about? Okay. So what did you see all about in the news about them?
I've heard something about Alki Beach
Right.
and washed up in suitcase full of garbage bags or something.
Okay. And did you hear anything about cause of death or anything? Like, they've been shot or anything like that?
Yeah, I read something about that. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, people are like pointing the finger at you. I go out there. Hold on.
Pointing the finger at me.
People that know you, that maybe don't like you. Okay. So I'm just.
Who doesn't like me?
Well, again, not everybody likes everybody. Okay. There's people that don't like you.
Next door.
Well, I can't, again, I told you, I'm not going to tell you who it is. I can't do that. But at the same time, with that being said, I have people calling me and says, well, Cooper, you got bullet strikes in this blue room in the bed frame. Okay. And,
what does that mean?
Well, I'm asking you, because I'm asking you, do you recall your gun being discharged in that room at any time?
Oh, no. No, I think it's more like the living room.
Okay. Anybody else discharge guns in your house that you're known?
Not to my knowledge. Austin always carried a sawed-off shotgun with him, and Jessica had a pistol in her purse most of the time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And has anybody ever been injured in that room or anything? Because I'm being told there's blood in the room too.
Well, yeah. I mean, Jessica cut her 18 stitches in her thigh when she was mucking around with one of these what do you call them, pressure washers that you come up with.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Had to, yeah.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. Sometime. I just, they went up to Highline Hospital. She got 18 stitches.
Okay.
The blood going everywhere.
Okay. So that blood could be hers?
I don't know.
Okay.
And he went through all my first aid kits. What he was doing with them.
Who?
Austin. Hopefully he wasn't shooting up. I would have a real problem with that.
After Austin and Jessica disappeared, Michael didn't skip a beat before he moved someone new into the home. When she got an initial tour of the property, she allegedly noticed blood pooled on a shirt in the corner of the blue bedroom. She also noticed a bullet lodged into the wall and saw that Michael at the time had scratches all over his arms and face. Michael told her to wait for him to tidy up before she moved in. She waited longer than that and didn't move in at all, which, given the scene, was a pretty logical move.
Okay. I also have cadaver dogs out there. You know what a cadaver dog is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're alerting down in the basement and stuff like that to stuff. And there's some stains down there and stuff like that. I'm just telling you I'm like, see if you can explain.
Have you been in that basement?
I have not. So is it?
It is a freaking disaster.
Okay. Is there a chance you bled down there? Anybody bled down there?
I'm just where I work and sleep a lot of times, just down there.
Okay.
And what are you talking about, bled or?
Well, cadaver dogs sit on
Band-Aids or dead rats or
anything that's usually they're trained to hit on human of the body.
I don't know what that is.
Well, when you die, you start to.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm asking if there's a reason why these animals.
Bodies in my basement. I'm sure of that.
Okay.
That way.
Even in the chicken coop or anything like that.
You go have a look. There is a couple of things I did want to talk to you about, or see if you're aware of. But I am a little concerned. You said I am under arrest.
Technically, you're under arrest, yeah.
For what?
Investigation of homicide.
I guess, what does that mean?
That means you haven't been charged with a crime.
Okay, I was going to say,
but when it says investigation of, that means that's why you're here. We're investigating it, and that's why I'm questioning you, and that's why I'm asking you about the strikes and the blood stuff and everything like that.
I don't know. But a couple of things that I think you should, I probably should lawyer up, but I want.
It's your choice.
You need to know some of this because they were my friends. And, I'm really just surprised that I haven't seen you now, and really kind of surprised about the dramatic fashion that you could have just come and knocked on the damn door.
Yes and no. When there's other information that we believe someone might have been involved based on what people are telling us, you got to put yourself in my shoes. I got to see what.
Just knocked on the door. Excessive drama is what I thought. But anyway, I'm not judging.
Thank you. Trust me, I follow protocols and things like that. I had to. That's my feedback.
Just what every cop wants. Feedback on how they arrested you for a homicide. But Mikey Boy here is about to get some feedback of his own. How bad of a job he did covering up 2 murders. And how much worse of a job he's doing lying about it.
Remember having a conversation with his dad, with Austin's dad?
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is a nice guy.
I wonder how they, have you done DNA tests to make sure they're related?
His dad is a nice guy. You're right. That's a good one.
They're just like so opposite that, I just don't. I just scratched my head.
So we talked to him. When we started we started doing that. So once we identified, we started kind of doing like a backtrack history thing on him.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad's like, well, I went out to Mike's place off of Ambom.
Yeah,
like
he came by,
yeah,
looking for him.
and he's like, well, he left in a huff, et cetera, et cetera. And he says, as I was leaving, I saw at his garbage dumpster, clothes that I was pretty sure it was my kids' clothes. And I just thought that was really odd. And
they left garbage. I mean, well, I got a lot of garbage, a lot of clothes. People with a lot of clothes. I don't understand where they come from or where, but I think his aunt had a lot to do with it. But yeah, they
Renee?
Yeah,
okay.
She was kind of a fashionista. And I'm just now trying to get rid of some of the crap in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know whose it is or where it came from.
Right.
But yeah, they left a ton of crap, clothes, and just shit. And skipped out on the rent. And so.
Or they were paying you rent?
They made kind of an effort to pay rent.
What was their rent? How much were they supposed to pay you?
It wasn't even close to what they would come up with like $300-400 maybe once or twice a month, and throw in food stamps and do some work.
Was there a set amount or?
It was $1,500.
$1,500 for both of them?
I didn't have my contract, so that's
Yeah.
like a third of that's the cost.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so it was $1,500 for two, not just one.
Per room.
Oh, per room. So when was the last time you saw these guys alive?
Oh God, I can't. I don't know the exact date. I don't know. I just I haven't been really keeping track. I'd have to try to figure it out. But it was like maybe a month and a half ago. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you remember? Do you remember police coming to your property ever?
They come all the time, and next door calls them every time I have a person of color over.
Really?
Yeah. She called them because of the auction cars.
Right.
I had to get them home, get them out of the auction yard by the weekend, so I'm all lined up out there in the yard.
What's your yard?
Yes, well, apparently it's a code violation, and I got till the 17th to get them down to 4 cars and not in the yard, all on concrete, or face a $250 fine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either, but that's what the code person said. So I complied, and that busted my. I did. I got them all registered, and licensed. I moved some of them out on the street out front, and she called yesterday on it. Called and complained about them being abandoned vehicles, and I was sitting there because I'm sure she's poisoning my chickens. I think the third one.
How many chickens do you have out there?
I think I got 5 or 6 left. 5. I've had 3 of them die in the last 2-3 weeks, which is, that's unusual. First one, I thought most
chickens are pretty hardy too.
Yeah. So I think she's poisoning them.
Anyone who has had chickens can tell you, it seems like their mission in life to die in strange, sudden ways. But Michael fully believed that his chicken's death was the result of his neighbor poisoning them, not a virus like the bird flu, which was in the midst of an epidemic during this interrogation, not some kind of other disease, and not the sheer fact that they are the reason the term bird-brained exists. Michael's love of his animals and belief that others are out to get them went to extreme levels. When his beloved dog passed away, he slept with the dog in his room for several days before he moved the dog's body to the freezer, which isn't exactly a healthy response to grief. His previous roommate, a woman named Shelley, left her dogs with Michael while she went on vacation. When she returned, one of her dogs was missing. Michael told her nonchalantly that he killed her dog because the dog had attacked one of his hen's baby chicks. He told her it was an eye for an eye and didn't see anything wrong with it. She promptly cut contact and never spoke with him again.
So let me ask you, if you had to guess or surmise what happened to Austin and Jessica, I mean, they're dead. So they met their end by homicidal means for whatever reason. I mean, any idea what happened? I mean, when you heard about this, did any thought go through your head as far as what could happen?
You know, I felt kind of sad, but also, like that was the gangster lifestyle he was living, and I tried to tell him, you know, that's kind of like, you know, it don't work out well, you know.
Right.
It's not happily ever after.
So you didn't have a beef with them at all?
Always had little beefs with him, you know. I was, you know, always, you know.
Well, I mean, like a beef where
He's my friend. He's my friend.
So, and you were happy with them living there?
Well, I would have been happier if, you know, they hadn't like rushed stolen cars and did all day
And paid rent.
And paid rent, you know. So I can't
Little
say
things.
Yeah, I can't say I'm really, you know, overjoyed, but they were good people. I mean, you know, she'd cook and bring their food stamps in, and you know, we get along great, you know, without the outside world there. There was two other things I had for you.
Okay.
The one I forgot. Yeah, that's one, and then so what was it? Okay. So you're asking, you know, we had any fights. Our biggest, most heated argument between Austin and I was, you know, like, what are you gonna do when the quarantine's over?
What he was going to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told him, you know, when I have to start shelling out, you're gonna have to start shelling out.
Right.
And it's not, you know, the amount you're used to. So that was a heated argument we had on that, and he got a little nasty on me on that one.
Okay.
I actually considered filing a restraining order or something on him.
So would you want him out of there then, or were you trying to get him out?
No, I just to protect myself.
I mean, if you get a restraining order, he needs to get out of there.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't do it. You know, we just calmed down afterwards. You know, just two. You know, we're just bucking horns.
So, Mike, all right. I mean, so how many ADs have you had up in your house? Accidental discharges, which you're getting?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm trying to understand why my people are telling me they're finding bullet holes, bullet strikes in the blue room, and they're about to cut a hole in the wall to retrieve a bullet.
I don't think I've had any in the blue room.
Okay.
The ones you had, was it with your SIG,
No, my Beretta.
your Beretta?
Wish I don't have it anymore.
I mean, they're finding blood swipes, things like that. They just sprayed luminol in your room or in the blue room. They're probably gonna do your bedroom. You know, if there's any traces of blood or anything, that stuff is gonna pop up, even if you paint over stuff or anything like that.
What does that mean? That means
Well, I'm asking you because look, let me ask you. Have you had the police out on your property investigating shots fired call before?
no.
Never.
No.
Never. Because I did a history check with the King County Police Department, and on the 9th of June, they came to your house because there was neighbors had reported shots being fired inside your house.
I didn't call them. And
Well, of course you're not going to call them because it came from inside your house. But I'm asking, do you remember that?
No.
Okay. Anybody else inside your house that would be firing guns?
No.
Okay. So you don't remember the cops coming there in the evening? You don't remember the cops coming on the 9th of June to your house?
No. Never
Knocking on the door?
never saw or talked to any cops.
Okay. If they came and knocked on the door, would you answer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
On June 9th, 2020, police received a call from Michael's neighbor. You know, the one he keeps calling the B word that YouTube won't let us utter. The neighbor didn't just call once, she called twice. The first time, she told police that she heard several gunshots, and then screaming. Someone was calling out for help. When police arrived, They knocked on the door to the residence. No one responded. So you know what they did? They left. Inside were Jessica and Austin. At that point, they may have still been clinging to life. And Mike here still believes he deserves to go home.
You have a video system in your house? Video security system?
I have a camera, yeah.
Okay. What's the retention period on it?
30 days.
30
I
days?
think. Yeah.
Okay. You know, there's a reason we don't, when people start pointing their finger at people that, I mean, Austin and Jessica lived at your place. That was the last place they lived at. They actually told people if something bad happened to me, you know, this Mike did shit to me. I'm just telling you. Well, his mom told me that.
Who?
Austin's mom.
Austin's mom told you what?
What part of, I just said that you don't understand.
Mike did shit to them?
If something ever happened to him.
Mike did shit. What does that mean?
You tell me.
I don't know.
They said if anything bad ever happened to us, look at Mike.
Why would they even say
I don't know.
that?
That's why I'm asking you.
And why would they say that to her? Have you talked to Renee about her sister at all?
Yeah.
What did she have to say about that?
Well, I'm not going to go into what she told me or anything like that.
She told me not to talk to her sister because she's bonkers. So I know I can't help you with that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
With that. I never. That's just out of character.
Okay. So when we test the blood in those rooms and stuff, they're not going to come back to Jessica or
I don't
Austin.
know. How would I know? I'm not.
Well, it's your house.
Person. They live there.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, I don't know. You're asking me to speculate, and I can't. And I don't even know what it means. You know.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to get your side of the story. If something happened to them there and you know something about it, this is probably the time you want to tell us.
I mean, like I said, I didn't kill them, and I don't know what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to cooperate with you here, but you know, you're throwing like speculative. He said, she said.
I'm not throwing speculative. I mean, I've done my research. I know there was something that happened on the night there at your house. And there's people that don't even know you that call that in. Okay. And I just was hoping that you'd be able to put some clarity on it as far as what happened that night.
No, I don't recall. You know, I never talked to or saw any police
Okay. You weren't out of town or anything, were you?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, that was in quarantine.
Okay, so more than likely you were home?
Yeah, home or close by. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. And it's just you three?
Yeah.
So, Mike, when did you find out about Austin and Jessica's death? How did you find out?
I think Richie called me and told me.
Richie?
Yeah, he talked to Renee.
Renee? Mm-hmm. Did you see it on the news at all?
Well, I saw the news after that, yeah.
Well, that is a question. Why didn't you call the police?
I always wait for you guys to call me. I figured you'd be right there.
Well, when we didn't call, why didn't you call?
Well, it's really nothing to report. Other than I figured, you'd be there.
Well, I thought
isn't that part of your standard procedure?
Yeah, but
I'm just kind of sitting there like wondering why, where the hell you guys have been.
But you just sat here for the last hour or so talking about how they're good. You're good friends.
Yeah.
And you heard what happened to him and how brutal it was. I think Detective Takamoto has a good point. It's like, I mean, if they were such good friends and everything like that. Because a lot of people that were good friends that hadn't even talked to either of them for 2 or 3 years reached out to us.
Well, I suppose part of it was, that I thought you guys would be coming right along pretty quick. And
But when we didn't?
I started wondering what the hell was going on.
I mean, there were people that knew them less than you did. I mean, you pretty much roomed with them. They lived with you.
Yeah.
I had a guy.
I figured
you'd be
I had a guy from
the next
Eastern.
day.
I had a
don't know
guy
where the
from-
hell you guys were.
I had a guy from Eastern Washington that hadn't talked to him for 4 years who called us.
Yeah.
So I mean,
You see why we're kind of perplexed?
Well, I was perplexed too. I mean, I was expecting you guys, at least on TV, that's what they do. They come along, I mean, I had nothing to add to it. So
let me ask you that. Since Austin and Jessica have been gone, have you thrown away all their stuff and gotten rid of everything?
Oh, let me think. There might be some stuff still in the basement, but most of what they left behind was just pure rubbish, garbage.
The problem with Michael framing all the items as garbage is that Austin's father saw the items left behind with his own eyes, and it was everything that Austin owned. When you're homeless, every sweater, every blanket, every pair of socks matters. Neither Austin or Jessica wouldn't have left Michael's house without taking their belongings with them. They didn't have a storage unit, or a vehicle, or a relative's house that they kept anything at. What was in that room was all of their worldly possessions.
I'm not trying to steer a red herring or anything, but and you're the professional, it's not me, so I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job.
I appreciate that.
I'm just telling you what really, you asked why I didn't reach out. Well, this scared me more than I felt there's more to contribute there than with Austin and him, because basically there were so many people he burned that just take a number and get in line. I mean,
were you in that line?
No, not particularly. I mean,
okay.
I don't deal drugs, and I don't carry lots of cash, and all I do is rent rooms and work on computers.
And my CSI people were saying they're finding drug paraphernalia out there. Do you recreationally use or anything like that? Yes or no?
I have.
Okay.
Not.
I'm asking because that way that explains why it's there. That's and all the questions I'm asking you is for get clarity from you.
Yeah, no, I'm straightforward with it.
Okay.
Let's say I'm 60 some odd years old. There's probably not much I haven't seen or done out there. So and there's
In the past, Michael had been arrested for various drug offenses, car theft, and driving under the influence. Him using drugs was a well-known fact by his neighbors and friends. But it wasn't just the theft or drugs that made him a concern, and that's not what made Jessica and Austin want to move out. Just a week before their deaths, Austin and Jessica told friends and family members that they had seen Michael unloading boxes of firearms in the garage. They believed that Mike had seen them peek inside, and that terrified them. Whatever criminal enterprise he was getting into, it was clear he wanted to keep it a secret, and that it was bigger than anything he had ever done before. Austin and Jessica told anyone who would listen that they were trying to get out of the home, but needed to find a place to lay their heads first. The last thing they said to one of their close friends was, "If we disappear, you know who did it." And at this point, so do police. Even if Michael thinks he's outsmarted them.
Hey, Mike. One last thing. What's that?
I found that laying on the ground outside the other day. I don't know where it's for.
It's a 7.62 by 39 round.
AK?
Yeah.
No idea.
You don't have one up in your house or anything, do you? Okay.
Ultimately, Michael Lee Dudley was found guilty of 2 counts of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 46 years behind bars without the chance of parole, meaning that he won't be released until he is 111 years old. And, unless he plans on breaking any world records, that likely won't be happening. Our thoughts are with Jessica and Austin's loved ones, who lost not just one person they loved, but 2. Thank you for tuning in. Nearly 85% of everyone watching isn't subscribed. Your subscription and support would mean the world to us. so we can keep bringing you more content just like this. Before you go, check out one of our craziest cases right here, or one of my newest ones right here.